know I'm warning you ahead of time, so.
I don't know what to do now.
So you don't go into shock.
Fall out my chair.
Yeah.
Call this meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners to order. If you will please rise and join us to the invocation by Todd Luce from the Grandview Christian Church, followed by the pledge. Good morning.
Morning. Would you bow with me, please? Gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today, and I want to ask a blessing upon this meeting and upon the commissioners, and that they would just make the right decisions for our county and would just help our country as well, Lord, and that we just understand that the pressure they have upon them to do what is right for us in our county is big, Lord, and we just pray that you give them a blessing as they do that, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner Payne.
Present.
County Attorney Jackson.
Present.
County Manager Bryant.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Garrett.
Present.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I think everything we need to discuss is on today's agenda. We have no changes, so I move to approve today's agenda as presented.
Second.
And moved and seconded to approve agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next is the consent agenda. I will note on this consent agenda that we are scheduling 3 public hearings for May 28th. There's a temporary use permit for Farr's Royal 50, temporary use permit for Penrose Park Yard Sale, and temporary use permit for Star Point STEM Fair. Those again are scheduled for May 28th for public hearing.
With that, Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A lot of pages there. All right, on to administration and informational. First, we'll start with County Clerk Justin Grantham's monthly report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Total motor vehicle fees, sales tax, and recording fees collected for April of 2019 is $1,348,518.04. Of that, Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $744,826.59, which is 55% of the total fees and is $58,924.50 more than last year in April. Year to date, our office is up $9,844.88 from last year.
Well, that looks better than it did last month.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the county clerk's monthly report for April 2019.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the clerk's monthly report. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have County Manager's report. Sonny Bryant.
So last week we had 2 public meetings on the EPA Brownfield program, and there was one in Florence and one in Canyon City, and they were well attended, and I'm excited to announce that we have 5 sites that have been nominated for this program. So if you know of anything, if it's maybe a business you own or something that you drive by and you see that may qualify as a brownfield, or if you have no idea what the program is, we do have information on our county website that you can go on and get the nomination forms and learn more about the program and see how you can be involved in that. We're in the final few weeks of the Hayden Pass project, and so the contractor is finishing the project over the next couple weeks, and we're excited to have some work that has been completed up in that area. The landscaping is finished out at the War Memorial Park, so if you've been out in that area, it's definitely been cleaned up and things are looking really nice. We do have a brick dedication ceremony on June 29th at 10 o'clock, and so we'll be getting more information out on that ceremony. We're hosting a Medicare seminar. It's presented by Agora Wealth Management as part of the County Perks program, but it is open to the public. So if anybody is interested in more information about Medicare and different options, it's on June 5th from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And once again, more information can be found on the county website.
And Sunny, that is a free program, correct?
Yes, it
It doesn't
is.
cost, there's no registration fee.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, but you do have to RSVP just so they can get a good head count. We are still looking for a noxious weed manager, so if anybody knows of an individual that would be qualified for that position, the applications run through May 21st. So we're hoping to get somebody to fill that position. And then the last thing, and I'll actually show you all, so the IT department has finalized the email notification feature on our county website. And so, let me pull it up real quick. So if you go to the county website, it's www.fremontco.com. And once you're on the website, if you scroll down just a little bit, on the left-hand side, there's a button that says sign up for email subscriptions. So if you click on that button, it takes you to this screen, and it allows you to click on different items that you want to be notified when those updates are put onto the website. So there's employment opportunities, the fire ban notice, News Now notification, the commissioner's meeting agendas, and just various items. And you click on all of the ones that you're interested in and then enter your email address, and then anytime something is updated on the website, you'll actually receive email notification of that update. And so we're hoping that the citizens can use this in the community to help to stay involved in those areas that they're interested in, and hoping to use this to get some words out. So.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a great addition, so thanks to our IT for putting that on there. We have have had people in the past inquire about how they get notifications, so there's an avenue right there now, so it's a great thing. Okay, on to sales, use, and tax report. Sunny.
Okay, so sorry, I'm catching up here. Okay, so the retail sales tax collections through the month of March came in at $441,083, which is up $52,718 from March of last year. Year to date, we're up $109,153. The auto use tax collections that came in through April, as Clerk Grantham indicated, they came in at $110,607 for the county's portion in general fund, which is up $21,401 from last year in the month of April. So year to date with auto use tax, we're still slightly down with $37,698, but last year was a huge year. So we budgeted very conservatively, assuming that that wasn't going to be the new trend. So the construction use tax collections came in at $28,017. So we're down $16,253, and year to date we're down $19,225. But we did receive the quarterly disbursement from Canyon City, and so that will be reflected in May's payment, and so that number will go up. The lodging use tax came in at $25,316 in March. Year to date, we're up $28,700. I'm sorry. Year to date, we're up $7,901. The sheriff's 1% sales tax, the retail sales tax, came in at $294,056, which is up $35,145. Year to date, we're up $72,769. And then the auto use tax came in at $74,038, which is up $14,568. Year to date, they're slightly down at $24,832. And then construction use tax came in at $18,678, which is down $10,863. And year to date, it's down $12,767. So overall, everything is looking good. We'll keep an eye on everything, but it's coming in where we had anticipated. So.
It's always good.
Yes.
It's interesting. I think the lodging tax is interesting. It's been up all year, even in the slow months, which is unusual. So I guess people are coming around.
Yes.
Which also increases some of the other taxes. So, all right. Next thing we have is citizens who wish to address the commissioners on, oh, I'm sorry, any other, Debbie didn't have anything to say, so I was just passing it. Anybody else have anything?
Shocking, I know.
You do.
Debbie had nothing to say?
It threw me all out of whack on that
Well,
one.
yeah, I mean, I'm for
I'll
lots of
try to not
words.
do that anymore.
Dang.
You know, I could come up with something.
Last Thursday, the three commissioners had a meeting, a breakfast meeting in Pueblo with the State Land Trust Board. And I won't go into too many details, but the one thing that struck me on this is the State Land Trust Board oversees state lands that they lease for different functions like agriculture, mining, this type of thing. They get money off of these leases, and they use that money for BEST grants for schools. And these land trusts are for schools, and I'm consolidating all this explanation as best I can. But for Fremont County, we got, since 2011, we got a little over $45 million in BEST grants for RE1 and RE3. The vast majority of that was RE1. I think there was one grant for RE3, which is Cotopaxi School. But I just wanted to mention that good job for our school districts to get that kind of money to help with construction and also remodeling efforts that they've done. So just mention that.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else? Do just want to talk about, we've had some moisture, which is a real blessing in the last week or so. It's still a little bit muddy, but it's going to dry out again, so just be very diligent when you're out there because the fire danger is still pretty high, even though we've had some moisture, so just be careful with all of that. Last chance.
This is just a,
Don't throw a challenge because you know I will accept
man,
it.
got to mark this on the calendar.
We'll move on to citizens who wish to address the commissioners on matters not scheduled on the agenda, and we have Mr. George Story here this morning. Good morning, George.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to talk about some construction going on in town. We basically have a 10-inch water main from basically 9th Street to 13th Street on the Sherman-Williams side that's being replaced by a construction company. And after they're done, I don't have a time frame on this, after they're done, Main Street will be paved roughly from maybe 9th Street down toward about 13th Street eventually. And also, something else is going on in town. They've just about, I think, finally tied the fiber optic system together. Do you remember when Wells Fargo Bank was closed? Okay, I think they finally got it about, they've been doing a lot of work up by U.S. Bank, pulling manholes off. They're not manholes, they're fiber optics in there. And I think they finally have the fiber optic system tied together, so everyone be extremely careful out there. Streets are blocked off. It's a mess, but it will benefit all of us when it finally comes through, and hopefully it'll be before too much longer. Have a good day, and be careful out there.
Thanks, George.
Caveat, be careful.
All right, I don't have any other slips, but if there's anybody else who would like to speak, now would be the time. Okay. Moving on. There's no old business, so we'll move on to new business. The first item on new business is a proclamation for Foster Care Month in Fremont County, which is May 2019. We have Barry Acton here from the Department of Human Services. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to National Foster Care Month.
Thank you.
Superman, Spider-Man, Harry Potter, they were all raised by foster parents. I'm the supervisor of the Family Support Team at Fremont County Department of Human Services that oversees kidship and foster families in Fremont County. We, my team, feel our foster families, our kinship families, are superheroes. We will be celebrating throughout the month of May our foster and kinship families in Fremont County and celebrate the support and the guidance that they provide for the kiddos in need in our county throughout the month. And we will culminate this month with a huge superhero party for our foster families. With that said, whereas the citizens of Fremont County share the vision of the National Foster Care Month initiative in honoring, uniting, and celebrating families, and whereas the citizens of Fremont County have an obligation to ensure that society continues to meet the varying needs of its children and families, and whereas there are currently more than 80 children in Fremont County whose families are in crisis and who must temporarily rely on the care and protection of foster parents to remain safe and healthy, and whereas foster families currently contribute to our community by opening their homes and hearts to help children and families heal and reconnect, and whereas citizens of Fremont County have the opportunity to offer their gratitude and support to foster families who unselfishly share their lives and homes with foster children, and whereas there remains a continuing need for many more caring and qualified foster parents in Fremont County to further improve our service to children, youth, and families. Now, therefore, we, you, the Fremont County Commissioners, by virtue of the authority vested in this board, do hereby proclaim May 2019 Foster Care Month, and in doing so, urge all citizens to join in a national effort to acknowledge foster parents, family members, volunteers, mentors, policymakers, child welfare professionals, and other members of the community who help children and youth in foster care find permanent homes and connections. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I know you have something to say now.
I do. I'm sorry, Barry. I have a question for you, and I did not prepare you for this, so you may not know the answer right off the top of your
I will
head.
do my best.
Okay. I know you talk about there are more than 80 children here in Fremont County who
Yes,
need
ma'am.
foster families right now. How many of those are not physically inside Fremont County because we don't have enough foster homes for them locally? Do you know?
Current count, the numbers in the 30s.
30 something. So that's a lot more foster families that we do need.
Yes, ma'am, and we are making every diligent effort to recruit new foster families on an ongoing basis. That has been one of the major aspects and challenges that I faced as I became supervisor at the department. We've had some success, and we've put plans in place to further that success so that we can keep all of our kids here in Fremont County.
I think it's incredibly important because kids who are taken away not only from their homes and everything they've known, now they're also being taken away from school, maybe from classmates, from friends in the neighborhood. So I just wanted to point out that although 80 children are being served from Fremont County, that doesn't mean they're being served in Fremont County.
That is
So the
correct.
ongoing need truly is great, and we do need those wonderful, great families who are willing to accept some of these children into their homes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank
Yep.
you. And
Thank you.
I just want to say, great presentation, thank you. I appreciated the superhero
Right.
comparison.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
I never thought of it that way either,
Yeah.
Superman and all those guys. Barry, tell us what's the best way for people in the audience and people watching this on the video? How's the best way to get a hold of you, or what should they do?
Just call the department, 719-275-2318, and ask to speak to someone about fostering.
Right.
I'm always happy to discuss it.
Very good, yeah, and I also appreciate what you guys do. It's great for these kids to at least get a chance.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you, Barry.
Yes, sir.
All right, with that, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the proclamation for Foster Care Month in Fremont County for May of 2019.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the proclamation for foster care for May in Fremont County. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Barry. Okay, the next item is the 2018 Colorado Forest Health Report. We have Andy Schlossberg, sorry, Andy, from the Colorado State Forest Service. Good morning.
And John Breeze is with me as well.
Good morning.
John, good morning.
In the city office. Thank you for your time. We had a PowerPoint there. It's this PowerPoint was put together by some people in suits up at our state office. We're going to kind of buzz through it. Main point is to just kind of introduce ourselves again to you and let you know we're around and what's going on locally and in the state. Today we'd like to introduce ourselves and present you the 2018 Colorado Forest Health Report. This year's report highlights some disturbing climate trends. 2018 was the warmest year on record in 124 years. This map shows temperature data for southeast Colorado as well as the location of some of the larger, go to the next one, I'm sorry. This map shows temperature data for southeast Colorado as well as the location of some of the larger fires that occurred. The next one. Last year was also the second driest year since 1895. Next one. These changes to our climate cause stress in our trees, making them more susceptible to insect and disease problems. Next. Increased temperatures also affect snowpack retention, causing problems for our water supply. Next. And lower levels of precipitation not only cause stress in trees, but makes the forest more prone to fire. I know I'm kind of buzzing through these, but I do have a copy of this presentation that you can keep. Also, everything I'm talking about is in those booklets I handed out to you. So we should be on slide 8 now. To understand the impact of insects and disease on the health of our forests, the State Forest Service and the U.S. Forest Service conduct an annual aerial survey. Next one, please. Insect and disease specialists fly over the entire state and map outbreaks that are visible from the air as changes in the forest canopy's color. Next one, please. 2018 survey highlights spruce beetle and western spruce bloodworm as the biggest current threats, with 13,000 acres of spruce beetle and almost 22,000 acres of western spruce bloodworm in Colorado. Next one, please. And in Fremont County, we detected 4,800 acres of spruce beetle and 1,200 acres of western spruce bloodworm. You can see most of that's up in the northwest corner there. Next one, please. It's also noteworthy that 2018 saw the highest acreage of forest fire ever recorded other than 2002, the year of the Hayman Fire. With half of Colorado's population now living in the wildland-urban interface and rising, forest fire will continue to be a real public safety threat. Next one, please. Colorado spent $40 million on fire suppression in 2018. This far exceeds the cost of forest management activities that could help reduce the costs and impacts of fire or even prevent them from occurring. Next one, please. Studies show about half the costs associated with fire are paid by local governments, businesses, and landowners. Final slide, please. The Colorado State Forest Service works with local landowners to reduce the threats posed by fire and forest health issues. This year, the Canyon City Field Office has begun work on 111 acres of state land on Wall Mountain in northwest Fremont County. This work involves the removal of trees infested with spruce beetle and the creation of a fuel break to reduce fire hazards. John, could you come up, please? Sure. I'd like to give you a chance to talk about this project and future plans for Wall Mountain. Anything else going on in Fremont County you can share with the commissioners. And I'd like to say thank you for your time, and when John's finished, we can take any questions you have.
Well, as you can see, this is our, what we have outlined in yellow is what we call the WA2 timber sale, which is about 2 to 3 weeks away from completion at this time. We're probably not going to be able to finish it until mud season is over. It's very soft, and we can't log right now. Down in the lower right corner was the WA1 timber sale, and the WA2 sale should look similar in terms of tree density. That's Rock Creek Road that passes through BLM and State Forest Service Road. It is a potential fuel break. We are reducing the tree density a little bit more within 150 feet of that road so that firefighters can use it more effectively as a fuel break. We've got a lot of work up on Wah Mountain. The slide that showed the colored polygons, spruce bark beetle is very active up in the northwest corner of the county. Wah Mountain has a lot of dead timber. I know that the BLM is just as busy, if not busier than we are, trying to clean up some of those dead trees and restore some growth. We're hoping to see a good response from aspen regenerating in those areas that we open up. As far as other insect and disease issues in the county, it's mainly nuisance pests, nothing that really threatens our forest at this time. The spruce bark beetle is the main threat to the health of our forest at this time. And so we're focusing on trying to commercially log those to basically clean up after the beetles. I doubt we're having a lot of impact on the population dynamics. The beetles are going to run their course, but we're going to try to clean up the mess that they create, and hopefully generate some revenue from the value, the commodity value of that dead timber. Do you have any other questions for me?
Can we
Go
go
ahead.
back one slide? So half of the full community costs are paid by local level?
For the wildfire costs?
That's more than just fighting fire.
Oh, okay.
That's lost business, time off from work,
Oh, so you're putting the
More
whole,
than suppression cost alone.
okay. All right.
So did you say BLM is also doing some logging around some of that?
Yes, up in the northwest corner, they've been very active in harvesting spruce. Mainly the same thing we're doing, trying to clean up dead and infested trees.
I've seen a lot of trucks coming out there, a lot of wood coming out of there.
Yes.
It's long time coming because the forests are in terrible shape.
Thank goodness for Macomb Log and Lumber, because we do have a means. We didn't have a commercial outlet for this timber, then it becomes a wood disposal problem, and it would be huge.
Right.
I do have a question, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure which one of you wants to field this, but you've talked a little bit about the incredibly high costs of wildfires throughout Colorado. And I think, Andy, you had mentioned that we haven't been doing a great job at forest health, which would help prevent some of those fires. Is there any kind of a trend toward looking more at keeping the forests healthy rather than allowing them to burn and trying to spend some of that money in a different fashion?
That is basically our mission, the State Forest Service. I wouldn't say we're not doing a good job. We would just want to
Andy,
stress.
talk into the microphone a little more for folks on the video. Thank you.
I would just want to stress that the State Forest Service is here to help with forest management, forest health. We work with private landowners and municipalities, and it's far cheaper to let us get out there and start doing some good work in the forest rather than paying for it after the fact when the insects or the fire move in.
Thank you.
Okay,
Again, I just wanted to mention that the presentation, maps, publications are all on that flash drive that I left with you. You're welcome to those. Anybody watching this who wants a copy or would like any other information or publications, just do a Google search for Colorado State Forest Service, hit the publications tab, and everything we put out is right there.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
I do have a comment. This is just a comment. We're not the only state that's having trouble with different kind of insects and different logging operations. I don't want to go into the exact amount, but there's a lot of states that are having problems with it.
Absolutely.
Insects and logging, from the west coast to the east coast.
It's a global issue. Absolutely.
Global climate change is what it's about.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is acceptance of an executed grant contract for Fremont County Judicial Building Remodel from the Department of Local Affairs. What this is, we've talked about this before, is when the Judicial Center was built out here east of Canyon City, there was a room on the second floor that was built for a courtroom, but at that time it was not finished out. So now it is, unfortunately, the way the courts are getting more crowded and more cases, here in the probably the real near future, there may be another judge, I guess, appointed to this district, is how you would say that, where we will need another courtroom, and there's just not enough space. So this one particular room, we've applied for an underfunded courthouse grant through the state, also to help with that, to it's not a remodel, it's to build this room, I guess, which is already there. It's just been a storage room. So then we have also applied for a DOLA grant, and I'll let Sunny talk on that just a little bit. She's got the numbers in front of her.
Yeah, so we, as Commissioner McFall indicated, the underfunded grant actually came in at $180,000, and so we had requested $250,000. So that was less than what our initial request was, and so the commissioners had then agreed to increase the county's contribution at that time, just because this is a very important project for the judicial office. And so the DOLA grant is $250,000. The underfunded grant is at $180,000, and then the county's share is $70,000. So we have a $500,000 budget, and those are the amounts that each organization is contributing for that.
So what we'll do is eventually put this out for bid and have contractors bid on it. So that's this budget we have. Hopefully it'll come in way less than that, so it didn't cost us that much money.
So do we have a timeline on when that actually might happen?
So as soon as we receive the executed contract back from the state, we'll actually work with the engineers to get final drawings and everything and get it out for bid. I did speak to Lisa Rowe, which is the courthouse administrator, and the room does have a lot of stuff in it, so they're working to get that all cleaned out. I told her probably we're looking at construction within the next 2 to 3 months, and so, you know, hopefully we can get everything finalized and moving forward to have it finished by, I would say, by this winter.
Great. Thanks, Sunny.
I think it's a kind of a proactive approach we're taking, because we've talked about this. We tried to we applied for a grant last year and were unsuccessful, and part of that was because of the amount of money that we were able to put into this project. We were able to do a little more money this year, which I believe helped us secure these grants. And like I said, trying to be proactive before it smacks us that we have to have a room and don't have one. So we're trying to get this done. So what we need is an acceptance of the executed grant contract.
Okay, what was the total amount again?
$250,000.
There it is. Okay. Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the acceptance for the executed grant contract for the Fremont County Judicial Building Remodel from the Department of Local Affairs, Energy, and Mineral Impact Assistance Program.
Second.
So it has been moved and seconded to accept the executed grant for the DOLA grant, $250,000. Any other discussion?
Do we need to include a chairman, as authorizing chairman's signature on this as well?
On the contract?
Or,
Yep.
If you approve the contract, you approve the signed contract.
Yeah.
okay.
That works. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Number
10 o'clock.
It is 10 o'clock.
We're going to take a break on this agenda. The time is 10:02. We do have a public hearing scheduled for 10 o'clock. So we will move into that. The public hearing is a temporary use permit for Howard Creek Farm. Do we have Allison and Orland? Good morning.
Good morning.
So what you are requesting is a temporary use permit for Howard Creek Farm to allow a wedding venue, including a 4,000 square foot hay barn on 11 acres adjacent to the Arkansas River. This is up in Howard. The site will host 6 to 12 events per year, May through October, primarily on weekends. The event will be restricted to 200 maximum guests and will run 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. All catering will be outside source. The site is located County Road 4 in Howard. And this is the second time you've submitted for this request. Good morning to you folks. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about this?
No, we appreciated your support last year. We're finally building some frames up. Took a while because it came from Indiana, the frame. So we're busy doing that right now. So
For the 4,000 square foot barn, right?
yeah.
Do you have a timeline for when that might be finished?
We're hoping to host an event in October. So
Great.
that's our goal.
Okay.
If I can survive it.
Good luck with that.
Okay, any questions for them right at the moment?
Not right now.
Can we get a staff report, please? Sean?
Okay, the department has reviewed the application and found it to be complete and a true representation of the request as stated herein. The department finds that all requirements for the Fremont County zoning and development regulations will be satisfied by this application. They are requesting a waiver for the cash surety bond, which was granted last year.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah. So I understand that all catering will be outsourced. You won't be cooking anything there. But what about the service of alcohol?
That is also coming from a third party. They will hold a liquor license and they will serve it, and it'll all be taken care of through them.
All right. Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any questions? No. Okay, this is a public hearing, so I will open the public hearing. If there's anyone that would like to speak on this topic of the temporary use permit, now is the time. No one.
Don't rush.
Okay.
Rush.
Okay, seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Okay, commissioners, any other questions or wishes?
No questions, Mr. Chair. This seems pretty cut and dried to me. I wish you the very best of luck and hope that you can get that barn finished and ready to go. So I move to approve temporary use permit 19-002 to Howard Creek Farm for allowing a wedding venue.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the temporary use permit 19-002 for Howard Creek Farm. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good luck.
Good luck to you guys.
Good luck.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you guys, and thanks, Mr. Garrett, for your support.
Okay. That wasn't
Cleared out half the crowd.
Okay, back to the normal agenda. Item number 4 is authorization for Commissioner Bell to participate in court settlement conference May 20th in the Atterbury versus Fremont County case. Granting authority for Commissioner Bell to agree to settle upon behalf of Fremont County. Brenda, would you elaborate on that just a little, please?
Sure. We had a suit filed against the county in January of this year. It's an employment action that came out of the Department of Human Services. And before the case really gets expensive, the court encourages the parties to participate in settlement conference. So that's what this is. There's been a complaint filed and an answer. No discovery or any pretrial proceedings have taken place. So if it's going to settle, this is probably the best time to settle it. And in order to participate in a settlement conference, the court requires someone with settlement authority to be physically present. So I will be going, but of course I can't hold settlement authority on behalf of the county. That requires a commissioner, and so Commissioner Bell is available that day to attend, and then Stacy Quiddick-Russell, the Director of Human Services, has also indicated she'll be attending.
Okay.
Here's we do have a resolution for this, which will authorize Commissioner Bell authority in action concerning the DHS.
And it is only in this particular suit
Correct.
that
Just
this
Okay.
pertains to.
And what's our resolution number?
19.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve resolution number 19, authorizing Commissioner Debbie Bell for the settlement authority in this action concerning this case number 19-ZV-253 KMT.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 19, authorizing Commissioner Bell to participate in court settlement conference May 20th in the Atterbury versus Fremont County case. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carries.
With no other business before us, we are adjourned. Is there a copy of the resolution in here? I think it's
I do.
That's not it.
Did you change that?
I
I know I need to come down.
Did that,
Staff stuff.
No, I didn't.
I know,
But
I looked.
That's what I just read on here.
Hey, sir, how are you?
Yeah.
Doing all
the
right?
other one, but it didn't have your vote on there. I'll change it on the S drive, but.
yeah, because I was reading this off and going, that doesn't look right.
No, it's human services.
I do, yeah.
That's right, hesitated.
Well, we can change that.
Because I got to there and I go, you better not add that, that doesn't look right.
No, no, it's from DHS. It's a former employee. Yeah. Doing good. Thank you.
How are you, Bob? Long time, yeah.
Bob?
Debbie, please close out of the S drive so I can change this resolution.
I'm staying busy.
I
Oh, it's locked by Dwayne.
was
I'm
saying,
out.
I'm not in the
I'm
S
out.
drive.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not there. I shut down. I promise.
Yeah, my computer's even off.
Right.